Alright, so in previous videos I've shown off my Switch and my Steam Deck gloriously decked out in their respective subcase Unicorn Beetle cases. Now I have nothing but praises for these, but I figured I'd go in depth here a little bit and review each one of these. I've had the one for the Steam Deck for about as long as I've had my Steam Deck. It arrived a little bit after my Steam Deck arrived, about a week or so. So I got to feel the weight of the Steam Deck, how it felt in my hands before I actually got the case delivered. Now, after having this, I can't go back. I have pretty big hands, so actually having the ability to have something to grip is really nice. I also have modded here the JSOC's back plate, the translucent one that has that thermal pad. And with that on, it actually goes really nicely with this case. The thermals don't get interrupted that much by the case. It sits a little bit off the back. If you can't tell there, it's not directly pushing against. There is some space. And as for the Switch, same thing applies. Just having a little bit more to hold on to is really nice. Especially when I'm holding it like this, you can tell I'm really gripping it. I mean, I'm holding on to this just by that side here. You can't do that just with a Joy-Con. Not really without actually maybe hurting the Steam Deck or the Switch itself. But as far as much as they weigh, I don't know specifics here, but it really doesn't add a considerable amount. This does. This definitely gives that some oomph, but I don't mind. I think in the long run, look at that profile. Look at that. That is pretty big. I would take the cases off, but they are a little bit hard to take on and off. The only thing with the Switch, there is no back stand. If I pop that out here, it's a little clip that pops down. I use this always. I could be setting this on my lap. It's down. There's almost never a time that I'm using this. If I have it set up at work, I've got it plugged in like this. I've got my I've got my controller connected. I'm sitting like this playing. If I'm on the go, I have this popped out so I can set it on my lap. If I'm on the couch, I set it on my lap. I set it on a pillow. This has been amazing. Having this, it is super strong. There is almost, it's got some metal pins and stuff in there to hold it in place. I trust that very much. So it is kind of a bummer when you buy the OLED Switch. Kind of a big thing that comes along with that is you can see it right there, the stand in the back. And this case completely blocks that. So with it adding a little bit of weight, you've got to constantly be adjusting it, holding it. There's really not a good way to set this thing down. When you do set it down though, holds it a bit higher off the ground. Now that might not make a super big difference for anyone else, but if you need to lay this down for whatever reason, have the cable come out the bottom, you can feed it up through the top. Unlike Steam Deck, where the charging port is up at the top, just having that kind of clearance on the ground allows for some pretty interesting options. On the bottom here, on the Switch, there is grates, I believe for ventilation to allow air in so that it can be vented out. I try to keep my devices, especially these handhelds, in as nice a condition as possible. As you can tell with this, like almost no scratches. I really have been trying my best to keep these as pristine as possible. So in that, getting a case that I trust definitely matters. I have been using subcase, Unicorn Beetle cases, whatever they call themselves. It's usually UB, Unicorn Beetle, but the actual brand itself is called Subcase. I've been using them since middle school, since 6th grade, 12. I got them for my Samsung Galaxy Tab A, and since then, every device that goes with me, I have a Unicorn Beetle case on. My phone is usually the exception. The one gripe I have about their phone cases is they like to put a protective film on top, so it's a two-piece case, one half on the bottom, one half on the top. I don't like that. That's not my favorite, because usually that film can get scratched up And then it's like, well, the bottom half of the case is useless if I take that top part off. So that's my only gripe. Phone cases are kind of hit or miss with me. But most of the time, their bigger cases stuff for like MacBooks and stuff are really well received. Now, the big question I have, will they make one for the Asus ROG Ally? I've been pestering them online on their different social media accounts, been getting replies. The team is considering it. I think that would be a big loss if they didn't. These cases, I honestly cannot recommend them enough. Look at how cool this looks. This is nice plastic. I have been scratching this thing up. You can tell this is nice plastic. This looks really, there it is, subcase right there. This looks really good. And most of the other dumb cases you'll find online are super cheap, made in China, shipped over by the millions. Not entirely sure what subcase's story is here, but these are made out of a nice plastic. They're very durable. They're usually made out of different materials. So you've got here this nice carbon fiber something. It's not carbon fiber exactly. You can see that pattern though. That's got a really nice texture to it. Then it goes to the smooth plastic. Then to this really hard plastic that has the back there, pops up. So it's not just some cheap rubber dipped silicone whatever, like it's got places for the buttons too, so you don't got to stick your fingers all the way down. This hole is actually big enough to where I can fit my biggest USB cable, or my aux 3.5. Very happy with that. I've had other cases where you have to completely remove the case. I took a flight, Delta, I think it was Delta. I can't remember. They gave out free headphones on the flight. I wanted to watch a video while I played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Had to take the case off. Not my favorite. Don't like doing that a lot. One thing that I should mention, I play my Switch like this almost always. My fiance has her own Switch. It's behind me, so we really don't have to be pulling the Joy-Cons on and off that much, if at all. So, but if you want to, see if that's a good angle. You can. Super easy. That's not a bad viewing angle, is it? Let's pop this off here, now that I've got both hands free. I'll give you a look. There's that. It's probably due for a little bit of a cleaning, but super thin. Right there in the back. But on the sides, nice and thick. Really well made. I've had my OLED since it came out, and this was one of the first purchases I made alongside it, because I knew, just from looking at it, there wasn't any reviews out on it at the time. I should have made one back then, but didn't have this nice phone. I knew, just from looking at it, that this was going to be a really nice case. So if you're on the fence, definitely look into this. Now I'll show off this one a bit. Don't mind me. Hi. See in the reflection. Probably the worst angle to look at me too. Let's go ahead and pull this guy out. There's probably a better way, but I usually just pull it off the top, grab one of the handles and slip it out. But quick little, oh yeah. If you've got one of these, you know they're pretty sick. But set that aside. Take a look at the internals here of the case. Really well printed. No defects, nothing wrong. You can kind of see the internals here of what's going on when you pull that stand out. It's like a pivot mechanism, which helps really keep that thing sturdy. I have not had it ever like pop out on me while having weight on it. Really nice. These are super pretty. I know there's a lot of different colors, but if you can tell a trend, I usually just go for the nice gray here. I think this goes with literally anything. Gives a nice look to it. Now, for the Ally, if they made a case, I don't know what I would prefer. Don't know if I'd want something white or if I'd want, just clips over like that. Want something black. Now it's a bit beefy. Whoa. All in all, literally 10 out of 10 for the Steam Deck. 9 out of 10 for the Switch. I know that's a little bit dated here. The Switch is kind of run its course for a lot of people. They're done moving on to bigger and better things like the Steam Deck here or the Ally. But if you're a super diehard Nintendo and you're just looking into getting a case now, there's probably a lot of reviews out, so I doubt you're being able to find this easily. But the only problem is you don't have a back stand. But I bet you if you look around, there's a lot of cases that have that same issue. So if it's down between a couple cases, I would definitely recommend this. I am not sponsored by them whatsoever. I would love to be. Please sponsor me. That would be awesome. I'd love to check out more of your guys' cases for, say, the phone or whatnot. But very much like these cases. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you sticking around if you did till the end. If you want to see my mouse pad review, I just got this mouse pad today. This is the mouse pad company. Oh man, I can't remember the name. They all have super unique names. This is the large size. If you're interested, go check out that video. I've got some gameplay running Resident Evil on the Steam Deck. Some reviews, some thoughts on the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally coming out soon here. I think either tonight or tomorrow I'm going to be posting another video about me talking about some more of my thoughts and opinions on the Ally before I get my hands on with it June 13th. I do have it pre-ordered with Best Buy. But again, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. Leave a like. Tell me what you like. Tell me if you have these, if you think I did a good job or not. If there's something that you really don't like about this case and you want other people to know, leave it in the description or leave it in the comments. I'll have a link in the description for these on Amazon for just general purpose. If you want to go check out the prices, they are cheap. That is one thing I forgot to add in there. I didn't mean to leave out. They are fairly cheap. You're looking at about $30 for each one of these. They are not super, they're premium cases at a affordable price. And I think I'll leave it there. Thank you guys for watching.